Hey everybody, you're tuning into Silicon Valley's AFTERBUZZ After Show. Join us as we talk about Episode 3, Season 3. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, we're back. Another switcheroo. These guys you remember though, right? Maybe?
I hope.
Get a little taste.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Kelly McInerney, your host. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Holly Weirdo. Check out these guys too.
I'm Michael Janak. You can find me on Twitter at Michael D. Janak.
Hey guys, it's Jay Ellis. I am at Instagram at don't_be_jealous, and then Twitter is still_jealous.
And what's up, guys? I'm Michael Rippe. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, social media at Mike Rips, and also shout out to my mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
I look like such a bad son.
It's okay.
Oh, fail.
We didn't even mention that. I did Orphan Black, and we didn't. It's about anyways. Wow, guys.
Yeah.
People aren't into the box, you know. Let's just get into.
Not for everyone.
We hate the box.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of this episode? Meinertzhagen Haversack.
Meinertzhagen.
Say that 3 times fast.
Nope.
Okay.
It might actually get clearer. The more you say it, it might get easier the more
Yeah.
you say it. I think this was, my favorite in the season.
I think now it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I get what's gonna happen.
We laid the groundwork, and now we're building up these stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's gaining a little bit of momentum. I gotta say, this show frustrates the hell out of me. Every time you take one step forward, you take 2 steps back. And I feel so bad for these guys, and I felt in such gridlock this whole episode.
Yeah.
It was so infuriating until the very end, and I was like, yes.
And then no.
And then,
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed the comedy in this episode. I thought this was by far the funniest episode of the season so far.
Agreed.
I mean, jokes, multiple jokes. I know we've talked in the past about not having some laughs, and I thought there was multiple times to really laugh in this episode.
The gold chain, just that,
And
all those
yeah.
bits.
And then Jared at the end, what?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
came
Oh my God,
and it's
yeah.
like, really?
Yeah.
Memorable.
Yeah, that was a good line.
So
That was insane.
immediately we find out though that the box is, just as it sounds, really boring and not a fun thing. You know, nobody likes it.
Yeah, and someone is going to be or might be exiled to the dark chamber under the ground.
Yeah, right. 24-hour monitoring.
Yeah,
For a
engineer.
year.
Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody's going to actually
No.
They
have to spend time there?
maybe for punishment for skunk work.
It is timeout.
Well, if they do have to build the box, one engineer has to be down there at all times.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
that would suck.
Well, you know who's not into it? Guilfoyle. He's just like, I'm quitting, guys.
Yeah.
Good luck with that box.
I
Yeah.
mean, if that's the way you quit, and I want to start quitting. You see all the gifts he was receiving?
Yeah, it was
know.
amazing.
It's
So
incredible.
much popcorn.
Swag bags. Yeah, I want to.
The whole living room is piling up with awesome stuff. They're
Yeah.
delivering stuff.
Yeah, he's a hot commodity.
He knows how to work the system, though. He's like, before I do this interview, send 4 pizzas
Yeah.
to this address.
But I feel
good.
with that industry, I don't know much about it because I'm not I don't work in that tech world, but I feel like that is a heavily sought area where if you become available on the market and people know that you're talented, maybe that is what happens where they're like, come to us. Like, we've heard about you. We know you're a genius in what you can do.
Yeah.
So I bet that it's something.
And we already saw that pattern when in the venture capitalists when Richard was turning people down for more money.
Yeah.
Every time you turned someone down, they just kept offering more and more money.
Right.
So that's a trend, I guess, with the tech companies.
Right.
I guess also it kind of makes you realize that these guys really care about what they're working on, because you could easily jump ship to another company that will give you a bunch of goodies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but on that note, I realized, Guilfoyle, I wrote this down. Guilfoyle just has no loyalty to anyone.
None.
And the only thing that kept him on board was the idea of doing something illegal,
He is
which
a
excited
Satanist.
him.
But he did go back to them and say, look, they had this whole whiteboard. This is exactly what they had written down. So he could have, if he didn't have that loyalty.
That's true. That's true. That's
I
a good
feel
point.
like he acts like he doesn't have
Yeah.
loyalty, but he definitely does.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good point.
Right.
Like, he shits on Dinesh all the time, but they're best buds.
Yeah, they
you know?
wouldn't trade their relationship or friendship for anything else.
Yeah. And
Right. He's in the end, he's there with them.
Yeah.
He's like the guy who pretends he's leaving. Like, he's alright, I'm done, I'm out. But
Yeah.
then at the end, he's always like, okay, fine.
Right.
You can't wear the chain, I'm in. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's going to joke with you, but he's there.
Yeah, he's too cool. He doesn't want to show his feelings. He's like, nah, I mean, I guess I'll be here, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care, but he does.
He does.
But he does find that that the two nucleus and endgame and
Endframe.
Endframe. I said that last season too. I kept saying endgame.
It could be endgame would make sense, but endframe is the
could be an
May
endgame.
be the end game.
Yeah. That they found they joined forces and found their code basically for what they want.
Right.
By teaming up, basically.
Yeah.
Like, they each bought 50% of it, and together they have it.
And I did appreciate that discovery I think it was last episode, last week, I wasn't here, but how he comes up with the same motions that they were doing in the first season, where it's he's like middle out, like he realizes it the same way that the guys did in season 1.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
It's a cool inside joke, like for the big fans.
Yeah. It was like the motion. You're like, oh yeah, he
everyone has a Norditrack in their office.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so they're gonna be a threat. I think they're maybe one of the big bads, because we also find out Jack, not a nice guy.
That took me by surprise.
Right.
I mean, go back to week 1 and I was like ready to like defend him and say, no, I think this is gonna be the change. He's gonna be like the force that's like guiding them forward and being good. And now I'm like, man, I don't like you.
Yeah, I totally thought he was going to be a sweet guy.
Yeah.
It's quickly changed, right?
Yeah.
From first episode, looks like the nice guy. Second episode, very questionable. Third episode, clearly not.
And then we even, at the very beginning, the first episode, Erlich and him had such a camaraderie, and here it was completely gone.
Opposite.
Yep.
I definitely thought when Erlich went in, like, Erlich and him were going to be buddies again, and Erlich was going to, like, make some changes, but he just screamed Erlich's face off immediately.
And Erlich got rid of his dead fish. He disposed of it.
Yeah.
Once you get that power, I feel like in episode 1 he was just like, let me just try. I'm not sure if I secured it yet.
Yeah.
Now he's like, now I'm the man.
He just
I never really trusted him though.
I think you called it. But I think he just has a very different vision for the business than they do, and that's why we're sided already with Pied Piper. So as a viewer, we're like, we want them to succeed, and he's going in a completely different direction where we're just like, we don't want this for our company, because I feel like I have a stake in this now.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so
we've invested hours and hours in this company.
Exactly. I've been there from the beginning. Yeah.
It's like what we said last episode, how like want to change the world, they want to try something new, and he's just another guy that just wants money, you know. And as we saw, Guilfoyle could totally get some money in a different job, but that's not why they're in it. That's not why we watch the show, guys. We don't want to watch the show to see a box be made.
No, we're dreaming big.
No, yeah, man, we're
dreams.
big dreamers. Yeah, so Richard thinks of this idea to ask Lori, maybe like go ahead of him and be like, Lori, listen, because she's a dreamer too.
Yeah,
she's a big dreamer. She sounds like a robot, but she's kind of a big dreamer.
Yeah.
And he tries to do that, and it doesn't really go according to plan. Jack just eating everybody up, just being a straight up king, as he says. What do you guys think of that? Like him just? Did you guys think that it was gonna work, Lori? Going to Lori?
I didn't actually. I didn't think because Richard and Lori have never really agreed on much of anything, and she's always sort of been very logical from the beginning, and combats him on everything. I was actually really surprised at how it didn't take much persuading for her. But I mean, she's a long-term kind of person looking at the long run. She's an investor, I guess. So I mean, it makes sense. But I definitely thought she was gonna fight him on it.
Yeah. What do you know?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we see these people who they've gotten this power, they've gotten their position, and this show, even though it's funny, like the people who are these big players have gotten where they are because they're smart. Like we know that. So for her taking Raviga, and even Monica says she tried. I heard like her say no, and Lori knows better than to fire another CEO because that would just plummet anything that she's built. Like it would just discredit her. So. And it couldn't work because then there's no conflict in the show. Like there's no way. I mean, as a viewer, you're just like, he's not going to accept that.
Yeah.
I am kind of surprised that she did try to, because you're right. She is very kind of not. I feel like she doesn't trust Richard.
Yeah.
She likes his idea, but she doesn't really completely trust him because he's a new guy.
Yeah.
But
she wants that power or she wants that experience, I think, is her thing.
Yeah. So Jack was like, if you're gonna shoot the king, you better be goddamn sure you kill him.
Yeah.
Dude, fighting words,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, weird chain of events, but Richard decides to listen to Erlich, who, you know, he doesn't really do much, you know? Doesn't, as we saw when they were coming up with Skunk Works, that he just sits and smokes pot and takes naps.
I love that little like speed up montage where he's
so
sitting in a
good.
recliner and he's just he's taking hits of bong.
Eating
of the bong.
pizza.
Yeah, that's his worth.
He's sleeping with it. Like bubbler bong,
Yeah.
gravity bong, like
Yeah.
just nonstop.
And when he gives his speech, they're like, "Well, that was underwhelming."
Yeah.
It wasn't even like this powerful, moving speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Erlich seems to want to be part of Pied Piper so bad.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if he's gonna ever like have an official role. It seems to really frustrate him that he's not able to. Like you said, he didn't move to the office with them.
Yeah.
You know, and like,
Well,
it's like, well, of course
He does have a chair.
And he confronted
Yeah,
confronted Richard about how let me go talk to Jack. Right?
Yeah.
Like just say you want me to talk to him. You know what I mean?
I just thought of something. We were talking about that empty chair. Do you think that Bighead is
Yeah,
gonna come
Bighead.
and be the chair? I mean, he's so useless anyway that maybe they're just gonna sit him in the chair to be like the seat filler to kind of.
Oh, in the engineering room.
Yeah, in the engineering room.
I
Like
was
they're gonna be
thinking
like, "Hey,
that's
we have a
possible.
position for you."
That'd be funny.
That's a prediction.
I
'cause
feel like
I-
he's not allowed to align with them, right? Because of his money.
I feel like there's so many loopholes.
don't
That's just that's a
think
random thing that just came.
He's not part of Hooli anymore, so it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
know?
totally just derailed everything, but
No,
that was,
that's
I had to
totally
get that
cool.
out. Okay, yeah.
So like, I feel like he'd be the one who would care the least to sit in that chair. You
Yeah.
know, everybody else would be pissed off.
He'll be
Yeah.
excited about it. Like, yeah, I'm part of the team.
If he has a big gulp, he's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they come up with this idea, Skunk Works, and we're all gung ho, right?
Yeah.
We're all like, this is gonna work. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. There's a whole idea about it. We
Yeah.
even see Carla comes back. Turns out she's a bitch.
she
Yeah.
blackmailed him.
Yeah, I was pissed about that. I mean, she seems so cool. I was so mad because I kind of want to see more of her. But it seems like she like totally like burned some bridges.
Yeah,
She just got wanted what she thought was hers, which I thought was okay.
Yes.
I was okay with
I mean,
that.
she got fair compensation, I guess. But yeah,
I did want more of her though. I thought she was gonna come onto the team again. I was like, oh, I'd like to see.
I like
her
that
return.
character. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I also liked that it was a girl,
Mm-hmm.
just being. But like, it's nice. A girl
Yeah.
engineer last year.
Right.
It was pretty cool.
It
Yeah,
also
that's
just
so true.
furthers the kind of underlying theme about other people getting money out of it, but not Richard and team. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's
Like,
true.
everybody is getting stuff
Yeah.
Yeah.
throughout the episodes, but Richard is getting nothing.
Yeah.
Just headache, you know.
Yeah,
And
more and
sweats.
more continuous.
Bed
Yeah.
sweats.
Yeah.
I actually say like when they came up with the Skunk Works thing, I was totally like, my brain obviously is like, whenever I watch a show, I'm like, okay, how are they going to get out of this one? How are they going to get out of this one? I actually didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And I was so excited when they did it. It like totally re-energized me, re-energized the episode. Like everything picked up. That montage was kick-ass. Like I felt like, yes. And I was like getting ready. I mean, I'm sure everybody was. I was getting ready for like at least like a 3-episode Skunk Works. Like,
Yeah.
I thought this was gonna be the season.
Yeah.
Like, was an underground
yeah.
like Alias style like thing
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're like, oh, they're working for the enemy, but they're like have their own covert mission. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Totally.
I was so ready.
I was so
for it.
excited for it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's still kind of
Yeah,
in play, right?
we don't know we don't know what's
I
gonna
don't
happen,
know.
but
We don't.
I mean, he did drop the.
He did, but we don't
and-
actually know what he saw, what he dropped exactly. That's kind
Yeah.
of unclear. Yeah, it's supposed to have information, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
It didn't show us that Jack knows. For all we know, we could start next episode where Jack is like, "I wanted to talk to you about something else."
right. Well, the
No,
guy
it's
did
just to
pick it
throw
up and
us
said
off.
Skunk Works, so we know it says at least says Skunk
Right,
Works on
of course,
it.
but
Yeah.
we don't know how much detail it is
Sure.
or what. You
Yeah.
and it wouldn't surprise me at least if they threw a curveball and
Could be.
used you thinking one way and they.
It's a good idea.
Because that would be so cool.
Just to end on that and be like, oh, it's over, but no, it's back.
No, I think it's gonna go this way where there's gonna be like some kind of like bidding or like pissing war between the two of them, like who's gonna back down first or something.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
we've certainly learned Jack's not going to back down.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think this is gonna be like they're working in conjunction with each other, but they hate that they have to do it together. There's gonna be something there.
Yeah.
They're gonna find
I
something.
love that Richard's so stupid, or not stupid, but like, why would he bring those
That's pretty
files to
stupid.
work?
Yeah, I think it's
Like,
pretty stupid.
He doesn't have a shredder at home. Like, go to FedEx.
Just cut them with scissors.
Burn them.
What about we didn't touch on Dinesh's computer screens at work?
Oh, I love
yeah.
that too. That was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Well, that comes.
A wall.
That's like a payback from when they first moved into that space and he was able to
He
get
loved
anything
it.
he wanted. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like, I'm gonna have like 6 computer screens, and he kept ordering them. They were like, anything you want. That was funny.
Yeah.
Too
Payback.
much of something is never a good thing, you know. We quickly learned that. We also learned that what the title of the episode was, Meinertzhagen's Haversack.
Sure.
That's what Jared said, is just because we were all gung-ho, like, yeah, skunk works. And he's like, nah, guys, you gotta pretend to hate it.
Right.
Which, who knows, they could be Meinertzhagen Haversacking us in the previews.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're like, I've been doing so much code. But it was a pretty fun episode. Like what you said, it was definitely one of the funnier ones
For sure.
out of the three that we've had.
Yeah.
Right, and we didn't get too much development really, but I thought the comedy-wise, there was so much in this episode that I really enjoyed. Like, there was multiple moments where I was laughing out loud. Kind of like, that's really funny.
Yeah.
And with multiple characters and just the theme of it, I thought it was a good episode overall.
Yeah.
I think we got a lot of development too, or not with like who the characters are. So not in the story per se, but with who these, like, Guilfoyle is kind of loyal. Like, he came back. We saw that they're just ripping on Dinesh, who, even though he gets so much like crap from these guys, he still enjoys it. And I think he kind of like likes working with them. I don't know. Jared's kind of fitting in now. Like, he's getting into that, like, busting balls with the guys.
Jared was big in this. I mean, at the end, and then also when he had the Django Unchained joke. Like, he's just, now we're seeing a little bit more personality from him.
Yeah.
He's trying to fit in, and he's opening up a little bit as, like, not just the stereotypical standard.
Yeah.
He's loosey-goosey
loosening up.
now.
He's making these jokes he thinks are, and then they're really aggressive.
Yeah.
So he's,
he just doesn't know the line. Yeah. But we just see how valuable they are, because even Erlich, he came up with the idea of coming up like with the skunk work. So it's just like we see he is an idea guy. He doesn't execute, but he can come up with a solid plan.
For sure.
So they all have like a value in Pied Piper.
Yeah.
I thought this episode really solidified that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's just, I feel like with a lot of episodes we think we've gotten development, but you're right, we do take like go backwards.
Yeah,
like, we had Skunk Works, but no, we're just back to square one of.
I really feel like that's going to be this entire most of this season.
I
That's
hope so.
An overriding theme of it.
I would like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, do you guys
With
want
much
to?
of zigzags and
Do you guys want to get into like predictions to predict?
Yeah.
What year?
sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So you think it's coming back? Skunk Works? They're sticking to it.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think there's more to it than just this episode. And that's my prediction right there. Exactly.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope it is. I really think that we're gonna start next episode, because it's 10 episodes. So I think they're really gonna like. I think there's like a wall that they're gonna hit. I really feel like they're gonna kill Jack or something like that.
Kill him?
Like,
I was
that's
thinking
gonna-
that, but they're not going to do that
You don't
because
think so?
Peter was killed.
I know, but
So
I
I
could
feel like
see this
that's
as like I don't know. I just think that there's gonna be a way out, and they're just gonna be like, oh. Like, it just was like, again, like they catch these breaks maybe. I don't know. I
Yeah.
thought maybe like that might happen.
We have seen when they killed, now I'm blanking on his name, but
Isn't it Peter?
Yeah, Peter. When they did kill him, they killed it like they were so nonchalant about it. He died, and like they moved on immediately. So we have seen a precedent for like characters just sort of dying out of thin air.
Like Jack just has a heart attack or something.
Yeah, it could be, or you know, I also have to bring up
Stampeded by a horse.
I have to bring up the horse thing. That was insane. I didn't know that they would like show that on TV.
Oh, yeah.
That just seemed so out of place.
And you notice like in the office, for Jack's office, they had the horse artwork in the back.
Yeah.
Like
He
as a
loves that
subtle thing,
horse.
he's loving the horse. Like, I love how they had that in the background
Yeah,
of it.
I think that's some foreshadowing. He might fall off a horse. Gone with the wind
maybe.
stuff.
I just
Maybe
think
the horse kills him? That's crazy. I don't know what's going on
That'd be
there.
pretty funny.
I mean, we know that the actor, like, he actually did pass away, like, in real life, so that's why they had to write him off in the first season. But, like, this one, I think that it's just, like, I think that's gonna be, like, the solution. Like, they're, like,
It's
I
the
think
only
they're gonna
solution,
fight.
death.
Yeah, I don't know. Because how are they gonna win over this guy with so much money?
I don't know, because he's being attacked from both sides, from Lori and from them. So I feel like That encourages me that there's going to be some sort of breakthrough at some point, whether that's
Kelly,
him dying or whatever.
I think there will be a breakthrough. I don't necessarily know that he's going to die, but the more that you guys start talking about it,
It just seems logical for this kind of show.
Yeah.
Because especially with like N-Frame and Nucleus joining forces, that's like they're gonna come out with that platform soon.
Right.
So they have to create this platform. They have to beat them to the. It's another race to the finish again.
they're going to be like the new version of Hooli.
Yeah.
Or-
maybe.
So maybe Jack will like that competition once if he finds out maybe that he sees that N-Frame and what was the other one? Nucleus have knitted together these two things. Maybe he's like, oh no, we have to get this out first. So maybe he will back them. So that could be something that could happen too.
I feel like
don't
he's
think
so
so.
far down the
You
path.
think
Yeah.
so?
of not,
All right.
Just money.
He
you
is
know.
not down with their
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
I think maybe Big Head will help because we see, if you saw the previews, he's in.
Big Head is coming back.
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
There's a
Maybe that
new what is it called? What is there?
Incubator.
Incubator. There's a new incubator, and he's living there. Maybe the incubators will join forces
Yeah.
and
I do want to
create
say
the platform.
yeah. I was happy with this episode. Even like the guy who was showing them around the server room, like in the very beginning, he was just like, so that's what I thought until I saw all of them. Like it's just like these throwaway characters. They make them fun in this show. I've enjoying this season.
Yeah. Any other predictions? Anything?
No.
Nope.
See what happens. You
Yeah.
know. Hopefully they stick to Skunkworks or they fix it soon.
One of the two. Yeah.
But I guess until then, where can we find you guys on the internet?
You can go first.
Oh, you could find me on social media at Mike Rips. My name is Michael Rippe. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks guys for watching. I'm Jay. You can find me on Instagram at don't_be_jealous, JELLIS, and then Twitter is still_jealous.
Nice. Guys, you can find me on Twitter at Michael D. Janak. That's Janak with a J.
Hey, and I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo. See you guys next week.
See you next
Bye.
time.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Mom.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.